Welcome to the Imperfect Dads podcast.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Devin.
We believe dads care deeply about their family and kids,
but they don't always have a space to discuss what their life looks like.
Our podcast is a space for dads to discuss the ups and downs of fatherhood.
And how they feel like they're holding it all together.
Or how they're not.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. On this episode, we have on musician Ben Nichols, who you may know from his solo career or from being the frontman for the band Lucero. We talked about getting married and moving from Tennessee to Ohio, life in a smaller town, how he helps out around the house when he's not on tour, his journey to becoming a dad, and his stepdaughter helping him make an album during the pandemic. And also just like one more thing.
Dad, just start the episode.
Oh, my bad. Welcome to an episode of the Imperfect Dads podcast. This episode's guest is Ben Nichols, who you might know from the band Lucero or from his solo career. So Ben, welcome to an episode.
Thank you very much for having me. Glad to be here.
You have a solid radio voice, by the way. That was did you lean into the radio-ness of it right there?
I've heard that a couple of times. I did one voiceover piece of work for Jack Daniels for a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think somebody quit last minute and the dudes at the ad agency happened to be Lucero fans. And they're like, let's see what his voice sounds like. And I actually got the job. So for a year, I did Jack Daniels commercials and it was great.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. I got away with it for a year, but I've had no more invitations since then. So that career might be over now.
Okay.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah. Did you have to go into like an actual studio or was it something? Okay, cool.
Yeah. They would book time and I did it on tour. So we'd be on tour and they would find a local studio in whatever town we were passing through. And I would go in before sound check and knock out a couple of ads and then go back for sound check and play the show. So yeah, it was interesting. It was fun, actually.
That's awesome. I hope you get at some point in time in your life, you get recognized for your voice being in a Jack Daniels commercial.
Well, yeah, that would be great. Hopefully, maybe there's an ad agency out there listening right now to your episode. And they're like, oh, that's the one. That's the voice of whatever. I'm not proud. I'll advertise almost anything. I'll take if it's a paying gig, I'll do it.
Yeah. Just to check cash. That's kind of your main requirement. Yeah.
I've become more mercenary in my old age. I'm afraid to say.
Well, I mean, I think that's really funny to think about, like how with music and stuff, that entire like have you sold out or not has changed. Because like in the early 2000s, dude, if you signed with a major label, you were a sellout. I still remember Isaac Brock from Modest Mouse was like, sure, Nissan used my Tiny Cities Made of Ashes. I thought I was trying to pay my electricity bills.
Right.
I like my house working. So that's why I did this.
And it allows me to get back into the studio and make more music that my fans supposedly love. And it allows me to go on tour and pay for things pay for gasoline. So I don't know. I understand the kind of, when you're a kid, you want everything to just, you've discovered it and it's yours. Yeah. You've made the music your own. And so even when the artist does something with that music that is now in your mind, yours, it's a little heartbreaking. And I understand that. I've got music that I feel very passionately about that's, that I've listened to for years that I would hate to see used in a compromising way. So I understand, but then I also, as a father, and a homeowner, I understand the need to pay some bills as well. Yeah. So it's a fine line that I'm trying to balance it, trying to walk that line.
I like eating, but also I like my integrity. It's not just musicians. I think that's everyone's life.
It's everyone. Yeah, for sure. That everybody experiences that to a certain extent.
Yes.
Musicians, those battles for musicians are usually, I guess, a little more public sometimes.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. Whenever I go to if I go to an office job and it's soul crushing, but then I get health insurance from it, similar dissonance,
right?
But not nearly. People don't call me a sellout because I'm working 9 to 5.
Yeah, you're not getting hate mail from 10,000 kids out there.
No, I'm not.
No.
There's no message board based on why did Devin sell out,
That's good. It's hard enough. It's tough enough.
Right? Yeah. So, but anyway, Ben, how many kids do you have? Ages, all that good stuff.
I got married to my wife in 2016 and she had 2 girls. And so I've got 2 stepdaughters who are now, they're about to be 21 and the other one just turned 25. So they're older. They were 12 and 16 when we got married. And I met them when they were 8 and 12, somewhere around there. So they've been a part of my life for a long time now. But then my wife and I had a daughter, Izzy, in 2016. the same year we got married. So I've got an about to be 9-year-old. So 3 girls. I'm just in it's been a house full of women. Up until recently, both of the older girls just bought their own homes, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, at 24 and at 20, Jocelyn just bought her own house. So I was very impressed with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and the girls.
Yeah. Where do you live, or what area of the country do you live in?
My wife is from Northeast Ohio.
Okay.
Which is, I never planned on spending any time up here. We'd passed through and played shows in Cleveland and Akron and Columbus. But the band Lucero is all in Memphis, Tennessee, where it all started.
Yeah.
And I still have a little house down there. It's almost paid off. But when my wife and I got married, we bought a house up here and Izzy was born. So this became where the family is. This became my real home. I've still got a Tennessee driver's license, but home is way up here.
Cool. Does for your extended family, is her family from that area also?
Yeah, her mom and dad are here. And she's been here forever. And her daughters, like I said, they were already, they were 8 and 12 when we met. They were in high school when we got married. So it made much more sense for me to travel up here than to try to relocate them down to Memphis.
Yeah, that does. And also, I mean, I would assume you probably play at least 100 shows a year or something like that. So you're out and about all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I travel still. And so I'll go back to Memphis and we'll rehearse and then start the tour and end the tour there. Or we record usually in Memphis still. So it's still, I go back and forth a lot. I'm kind of, I'm bi-coastal between Lake Erie and the Mississippi River. that's my coasts. Yeah. And I
awesome.
travel back and forth.
Yes. But it does make more sense. I mean, to look at that would not be the best start to a marriage. To be like, hey, stepdaughters, you're going to now build your life around what makes me comfortable.
No,
and
that would have been terrible.
Somewhere else.
It was the oldest, Jalen, liked me right from the beginning. But with Jocelyn, the younger one, it was a tougher sell.
Okay.
It was harder to win her over. I think her mom and my stepdaughter's dad had been divorced for quite a while since Jocelyn was a little kid, but she'd always wanted him as a part of her life. And me coming in didn't help that situation. That wasn't a good sign for her mom and her dad getting back together, me showing up.
Yeah.
And as a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, it was, I was a tougher sell. So making them move to where I lived. No, that was not going to happen. Yeah. And I didn't really want it to happen. This is I love raising kids up here. It's actually, we're a small town out in the middle of nowhere and it's actually kind of perfect.
Yeah. I'm originally from Evansville, Indiana. So Southern Indiana.
Midwest. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you've played a show or two there.
Sure.
And it's just it's a different lifestyle when you're in a smaller Midwest town. And
I love it.
It's Evansville is big enough for a regional airport. So it wasn't tiny,
sure.
But it also wasn't so big. It wasn't super big at the same time.
Right. Yeah. We're close enough to Akron and to Cleveland to where, we can get around. I can get in and out of town easily enough. But just a couple of elementary schools, a few elementary schools, and then they all kind of funnel into one high school in the town.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It's just, when I was starting the band, I wasn't even thinking about a family. And I definitely wasn't ever planning on having kind of a small town, all American traditional kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I fell into it with my wife and it's, I think it saved my life. It's been the funnest thing I've ever done.
Yeah. It's fascinating as you get older to realize what things you want simplified in your life. Because whenever you're younger, you want when something feels big, you assign a certain meaning and value to it. And I feel like as I get older, I'm just kind of how do I have 3 kids. I have a 9-year-old. She was born in 2016.
All right. Yeah.
A 7-year-old and a 3-year-old. And I'm okay, there's a lot of chaos here. How do I simplify and keep things not so big until later? Maybe I'll make things big again. But you get older and have kids and you're I need to let's keep things simple so I can so I can predict how I will react on a daily basis.
Yeah, just for me to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
Living in a simple environment, it's definitely better for me.
Yep.
I've only got so much, brain power and energy. Yeah, not having to worry about some of those bigger city things.
Yes.
Is really nice, actually.
Yeah. Nope. I mean, I lived in Nashville for 18 years. And every single night there's a different show. And there's not a different show. There's 3 different shows you can go to every single night.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. In your 20s, it was oh, this is fine. I'm going to do this. Then you have a kid, you get married and you have a kid and you're This isn't a good idea.
I don't get out quite as often as I used to, and there's not much. Yeah, I could drive to Cleveland, and we
Yeah.
have to see some shows, but
Uh-huh.
that's a haul.
Yeah.
So really, I see music when I'm out on tour. I see other opening bands, and even if like we've got days off, I'll go to some venues and check out some other bands. But when I'm
Yeah.
home, it's just home. I'm just home with
Yeah.
with the family.
Yeah.
And so it's not a Jekyll and Hyde thing, but it's definitely I've got two kind of sides to the coin. And Ohio's home with the girls, and then the rest is out on the road or back in Memphis.
And I'm sure too, I usually frame it in like the words of like inertia. Like the inertia of being home is very different than being out on the road. And I'm sure it's a different head. I'm sure it takes a
Definitely.
day or two before you get used to the speed of things.
Mating is
Yeah.
always. I thought it would get easier, but it still
Yeah.
takes a little bit every time. Even though I've lived this way for 15 years now,
Mhm.
or however long. But really, just starting a band in the old days, even just going on tour and coming home just to Memphis. Yeah, the touring to not touring lifestyle changes are. It's always a bit tricky, and it's tougher for some people than others. I don't think I dealt with it very well at all in the old days.
Okay.
And I think being a father and having a family to come home to actually makes that transition a lot easier.
Yeah.
That acclimation period is still there, but in a way, you can't be as self-indulgent and you can't wallow in your whatever problems you're having transitioning back to real life. You've got a girl that's got to get up for the bus at 6:30 in the morning, and you've got to get her breakfast, and
Yeah.
you have no choice. You just have to reacclimate until you do. And that's probably a healthier way to do it than to just, wallow in self-pity for,
Yeah.
whatever.
But it's also got to be quite a switch to go from like, all right, you've got the energy of a live show. You realistically, most of the time you're starting your job at 9 p.m. whenever you're out on the
Right.
road, and then to go to like, all right, cool, you need to wake up at 6 so your daughter gets on the bus on time. It's just drastically different worlds.
It is. But yeah, they're both very fun worlds.
Uh-huh.
And so it's not hard to convince yourself that, all right, I'll just push through. And, and then, and then you can keep it going, and it's not that bad. I enjoy my job, and I really enjoy my family. So yeah, I'm lucky in both ways. So any bumps along the way and any frustrations or any just transitions going back and forth it's all worth it.
Yep, pretty much. Since we both have 9-year-old daughters, has your daughter gotten into Taylor Swift yet? Because my daughter is going through a massive Taylor Swift phase. I don't know if I should call it a phase because it seems permanent.
It could last. I feel like Izzy knows about Taylor Swift and sees what's going on and feels like she should be on that train. And she's tried, and we listened to Taylor Swift a little bit, but I'm not sure if it really stuck. We got into the Linda Lindas real big.
I don't know them.
They are kind of punkish band, but I'm not sure how old they are now. When we discovered them a couple years ago, I think they were between the ages of like, I don't know, 9 or 10 and 15 or something like that. They were all younger, and they've got videos, and they're great. They have some really good songs, and it's something that dad and daughter can both enjoy. It appeals. I can listen to it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've played it. I've played in bands like this. Yeah, I can relate to this more than I respect what Taylor Swift does, but I can just relate to the Linda Lindas a little bit more just from personal experience. And Izzy loves it. And so yeah, she's got a more unique, I'm not saying more unique, but she's got her own taste in music. And Taylor Swift it's there. And don't get me wrong, there's a picture of Taylor Swift on her wall upstairs in the bedroom right now.
Sure. Yeah.
But she hasn't gone overboard on it. So we'll see. But right now, she's still kind of just finding her way around. She'll discover stuff. We do let her watch kids' YouTube, and she'll come across some stuff that I've never heard of, and she'll be like, "Oh, Dad, my favorite song is this." I can't remember right now. But she discovers things on her own, and I respect that. I like that a lot. Her just kind of getting out there in a safe place, at least safe enough, and just kind of figuring out what she likes. And yeah, I love watching her personality kind of develop on its own. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's I think one of the beautiful things about art and music is I know, at least whenever I was a kid, it was one of the first things where I felt like the expression of it is so beautiful, and you find stuff that feels like your own.
Sure. Then when they sell out, you get so mad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dang it.
Exactly. But hopefully the Linda Lindas will never sell out and Izzy will be a fan forever.
Yeah. I'm glad just if you can teach Izzy to be a purist and, just be like, hey, if they can eat 3 meals a day, are they really a musician? You know?
I'm hoping Izzy has a nice understanding of the balance between economics and balancing your checkbook with being an artist and pursuing the passions that you love and making the art that you love. I'm hoping to, she definitely sees the struggles that her father has.
Yes.
But no, she's doing just fine.
Well, I mean, it's one of the things you probably didn't think of whenever you started a band is you are basically an entrepreneur and you have your own small business that you're constantly trying to figure out how to balance the budget with every single day.
Yeah. And I didn't think about that at all. And then all of a sudden I've got 3 LLCs and an accountant and a manager.
Yeah.
But I have the accountant to help with the books and to do the taxes, but most of the day-to-day business stuff is pretty much just me.
Okay.
And so, I'm on internet banking a lot. And I didn't see all that coming. And I didn't take any classes in school for that kind of thing. So I've been winging it for 25 years and we've kept afloat.
Okay.
I'm sure we could have done better, but I've kept us afloat. I guess, I don't know. It feels good to I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I'm a small businessman.
You're a small business. Yes.
So that feels pretty good, I guess. I mean, I don't know. That probably would have made me throw up if I had to say that when I was 24. But now I'm like, oh no, I feel good about what we accomplished.
Yeah. When you're in your 20s, though, everything you over romanticize and over idealize every little thing. And when you're 22, you aren't thinking about what's a 401k? You're like, I don't care. I'm going to go to this show.
Totally. Oh, totally. No. My trajectory didn't involve any of that as far as I was concerned. And so I've still got a lot to learn. I don't know because I've got to, with Izzy and with the older girls, especially they went through the whole home buying process and I could put in my 2 cents here and there, but there's still so much that I don't know. Maybe by the time Izzy's old enough to buy a house, I'll have that arena down, but I'm still learning stuff every day that I feel like a dad should know. And my dad tried to instill me with some of that stuff, but I was pretty good at ignoring it and not paying any attention to the things he tried to teach me. I'm hoping I absorbed some of it accidentally. Maybe some of it, the big stuff, the good, the be empathetic and treat people the way you want to be treated. Those kind of things that hopefully were instilled at an unconscious level when I was young before he tried to start teaching me, math and bookkeeping and insurance and what is it called? Compound interest and depreciation.
Compound interest,
yeah, compound interest. I kind of depreciation. Don't even start. I don't. That I've got. And it gets bigger and bigger. That's great.
Yeah.
All I hear when I hear compound interest
should get bigger.
Is I should have started investing 20 years ago. Is what
That's it.
Or 10 years ago. But no. So compound interest doesn't do anything for me now. But and depreciation. God forbid I have to use depreciation in a. I don't know. So these things. Well, maybe I'll figure it out one day.
Well, also, though, if you buy a fancy guitar or a nice guitar, it shouldn't depreciate in value. It should gain in value. So,
As far as I'm concerned, exactly. What do you mean I've got to depreciate it on my taxes?
I'm not
what
depreciating this.
Maybe Izzy will become an accountant and then she can just teach me all this stuff. I think I might have had a kid so that someone could learn and then take care of me when I'm, as I grow older, she can teach me these things and take care of me. That might be part of it.
That's it. Yeah.
My wife helps a lot. She's she I don't know. She knows what she's doing. She's got everything together and she's very solid and a great mom. So I'm making it sound like our household might be kind of crazy and I have no idea what I'm doing. And that could be true, but there is this whole other Nina element. And she's got it on lockdown. So
that's awesome.
As bad as I'm making this sound, we're actually okay, everybody.
Listen, every dad has the aspects of their life in which they feel like they should know how to do that because they're a dad or they're a man or whatever, and they have no idea what the hell they're doing. That's how I feel with a lot of home repairs. Patch this drywall, and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
No. Well, and you realize that as you get older, and you have your own kids, you realize exactly how much your dad was making up as he went along.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, I thought this was a hard and fast rule. And he's looking back 20 years later, like, what are you talking about? No, I just kind of made that up. And you're like, holy moly, that changes everything. And so, I've come from a long tradition of just making it up as you go along.
Figuring it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll make it work.
That's right. As long as the IRS isn't knocking at your door because of back tax. Whenever I see Ben Nichols on the I keep IRS up with my taxes than I thought tour.
I keep up. No, I learned from Willie Nelson that,
right. That's right. Yep.
You got to pay those taxes. And so, no, we've been great about that, actually. Stayed on top of that. So, it's falling apart in other ways. Just, Taxes,
but that one's
taxes, we're good. We're solid there.
That's awesome. What's your wife do for a living, or how does she manage, like, you being on tour and managing the household and all that?
Man, I'm not sure how she does it. She works a lot.
Yeah.
She works for a internet security company, a cybersecurity company that sells software to, like, NASA and Apple and Coca-Cola and Verizon. The clients that her company works with are huge, and she works in tech support. She's head of global support. So she's got teams in Europe and Asia and Australia and all around in India. And so whenever a company is having a problem with the software, it's her teams that have to figure out how to fix it. So she works with a bunch of really bright, smart people, and she just kind of manages it all and fixes all the problems. So she does that for a living. And then she has to deal with me not knowing how to, whatever. Yeah, so she's great. And she fixes those problems, and then she fixes whatever problems I cause around the house. And then when I leave on tour, she just does it all. And I come home, and then I kind of go into stay-at-home dad mode. I go to the grocery store, I take care of Izzy, I get her, to and from school, whatever. And that's kind of my job, so that Nina can do her own thing. But when I'm gone, she's doing it all. And I'm very lucky to have that in my life and have a person like that. And so, that's just lucky.
Yeah. So when you are home, you are a little bit more focused on, like, day-to-day errands, day-to-day, like, hey, let's keep everything going. Because I would imagine if I were you, I'd be like, I just wasn't here for 2 weeks. You just did everything. What's the what can I take off your plate? Let me do literally everything.
I do the dishes.
Yeah.
I put all the groceries away. She, I tidy up. She'll do some deep cleaning, and I'll do some sweeping and mopping here and there, but she really gets into it. But then I put the laundry away, and I make sure the countertops aren't full of stuff all the time. And I put the dishes away after I take them out of the dishwasher. When I come home, and I'm not saying this in any bad way, but the dishwasher's still full and the sink is full.
Yeah,
but
of course.
She's a busy lady, and there's laundry everywhere. It's usually folded, but it's just it's kind of stacked everywhere. Yeah. And so when I get home, I can put the laundry away, and I can get the dishes out of the sink, and then just kind of get everything back to I can just I tidy up. That's my role. And then plenty of other stuff as well. Just making sure Izzy gets to ballet, making sure, and ballet and horse lessons. We're doing horse lessons.
Ooh, okay.
But it's great. It's like literally 3 minutes to the stables from our house. It's just right around the corner.
Yeah.
And it's super cheap. It's like $20 for a lesson. And so we do one.
Dude.
We do 2 lessons a week, so $40 a week for horse riding lessons.
For horse lessons?
Yeah, an hour-long lesson twice a week. She's doing great. And so we'll see where that takes us. But right now, she's just having fun. And man,
that's cool.
Yeah, she's getting a lot of confidence around those things are huge.
Yeah.
And she's, the way she's, like I said, confident around those animals is really impressive. Sorry, I totally got off track.
Yes, good. That's what I'm hoping for.
But so going from being tidying up when I get home from tour to, ballet and horse lessons and.
Yeah, I feel like I have the same, I'm a stay-at-home dad. My wife works full-time, and she has to travel sometime for work.
Right.
But I am definitely like that. I'll reset the house every single day. And whenever I see her cleaning something, I'm like, oh, that must have needed a deeper clean. Right. That I'm also wiping something down while a kid's asking me all 3 kids are asking me a question at the exact same time.
I wipe countertops for sure. Yeah. Throw food out of the fridge that's expired. I do that a lot. God, our fridge is a mess when I get home from tour. It's just
is it really?
Full of stuff that's expired, full of takeout boxes.
Yep.
So and so cleaning the fridge out is something I've gotten real good at.
Yep. It's funny because like it's all like understandable. It's funny because like you say something like that. And I also feel the need to be like, it's so hard to manage a household by yourself for so long that naturally, hey, you did the laundry. You just didn't have the chance to put it up because you
Exactly.
probably did 30 other things at the exact same time.
Exactly. And when Nina travels for work too. So
Okay.
she'll go to Europe for 2 weeks and it'll just be me and the girls or me and Izzy. And I don't work when I'm on, like,
Yeah.
I'll do a podcast or I'll answer
Yeah.
emails or I'll do some bookkeeping and, I'll have little things I need to do, but not like her.
Yeah.
She does
Not a real job.
she does big people,
Yeah.
people work. So I do little stuff, but mainly my main job when I'm home is just, take care of Izzy and take care of things around the house. And that just 2 weeks straight of just that, I'm wiped out. Yeah. I'm like, how does she do this and work, 10 hours a day on a real job? So yeah, my wife is a super person. She's a hero. And
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I'm constantly impressed.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm trying to keep up.
A little bit. I do think classes for kids, like you just mentioned, equestrian or horse riding lessons, that's something that I did not anticipate to be as expensive as it is.
They can
And
be.
like, it can be. We do a lot of stuff like with like community centers and stuff like that because that
Right.
seems to be like a good entry point
Sure.
before you start going to like private dance lessons and stuff like that. Because like when you look at ballet and it's like, hey, it's $500 for the semester, and you're like,
That's
I
a
don't
little
even
more
know if my
expensive.
daughter likes this. Like, does she even like this?
Right. And you kind of have to just pay for it at first and find out if she likes it. And some days she likes it and some days she doesn't.
That's accurate. That's accurate.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's always the question of how long do we push through on this until we finally say, oh, you know what? We don't actually enjoy it. But yeah, there's always something to spend a little bit more money on.
Yes.
But yeah, giving them access to those experiences, I think is super important. And yeah, at least giving them the chance to try it and figure it out. Yeah, it's weird. The things that she gravitates towards and that like she knows like she doesn't want to do gymnastics. Like just nope, I know what it is. I don't want to do it. But I like ballet. Or at least I think I like ballet.
Yeah.
So she's pretty good at picking and choosing and being decisive on the things that she wants to pursue. And just getting older, and that's gotten better from the age of 6 to the age of 9 now. Her personality is developing and she's becoming her own little person. And yeah, she's very opinionated on things and especially on what she wants to do and what she wants to do with her life. And so yeah, right now it's horse riding and ballet. But we'll see. Well, it could always change. But she's also a great artist. She loves drawing. And that's something I did a lot growing up.
Okay.
And I do a lot of stuff I got an iPad with the iPad pencil and the Procreate program is great.
Yeah, that's
drawing
awesome.
program.
Yeah.
And so I got her the Procreate program on her little iPad and she loves it. And actually she'll like the other day she was watching a YouTube video and she's like, Dad, will you help me do this thing on Procreate? And they showed how to do this kind of symmetrical pattern and then liquefy it. And
yeah, those are awesome. I've seen that.
I'm
Yes.
like, oh, wow, this is amazing. I'm like, thanks for showing me this, Izzy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like doing that together a lot. But yeah, she just finds this stuff on her own sometimes, and it's impressive.
I love whenever you realize the moment in which your kid has shown you something that surprises you in the good way. And then they also get to see that side of your personality. We're like, whoa, you can be creative like this? This is awesome. And then you get to,
Super
it's
cool.
not an everyday energy, especially as a dad, you get to express and then share with your kid and let them, there's so many sides to you as a parent. And you're trying to figure out what sides to show your kids so they can fully know you, but also make them feel safe and protected at the same time. It's
right?
great.
That's yeah, and yeah, and luckily most of that you can overthink it sometimes.
Yes,
and that could become a problem. But I think usually, for the most part, if you're just having a good time and and enjoying your time with them, then yeah, usually everything else kind of works itself out, and you don't have to worry about what side of myself am I showing at this moment from moment to moment, and am I saying the right thing at the right time? And it's stuff to think about, but you don't have to think about it all the time. You kind of just you can just roll with it and kind of trust your instincts to a certain extent. When my wife was pregnant and there was a kid on the way, and it was my first time being a father.
Yeah,
I sweated that stuff.
Yeah,
constantly, 24 hours a day until Izzy was born. And really, once she was born and once I held her, like I'd worried about that moment and worried about taking her to the car from the hospital room, taking her home and worried about all this stuff. And usually it kind of just works out. And it's not nearly as bad as you can, as all the worrying and your brain makes it out to be. You can just kind of, I've learned that, yeah, you can just kind of roll with it. And yeah, and the kids appreciate it.
Yeah.
Either way.
Growing up, with fatherhood, did you always want to be a father, or is more one of those things where you're like, oh, we're pregnant. Oh, I get to be a dad. Oh, this is cool. Figure this out.
I wasn't sure
Okay.
for a long
Yeah.
time. And really it was, I met my wife and I met her daughters.
Yeah.
And then, well, actually she was like, I met my wife and she was like, all right, this is fun, but if this is going to get more serious and you start coming to Ohio more often, you're going to have to meet my daughters. But we're going to have to be more serious before I introduce you to my daughters. Yeah. So I was like, okay. I thought about it for just a second and I was like, all right, yes, let's make this a more serious relationship. Everything's official and yeah, we'll go forward. And I met her daughters and started going back and forth to Ohio more often. And our relationship got more and more serious because I'd spent a good part of my life just being single and not thinking about family life at all. And so my wife was really, meeting her was the moment where I had to decide if I wanted to continue down that bachelor path forever, possibly, or if I wanted to take a chance on a different lifestyle that I was a little scared of and not even sure if I wanted. But it was my wife that kind of brought me through that. And once I made that decision to make the relationship more serious and meet her daughters, my stepdaughters, and then she was like, you know what? I'm taking the birth control out. I was like, oh, okay. We'll see what happens. And then all of a sudden, yeah, I got a baby on the way. And I'm like, cool. Okay, this is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a major, in my view of my outlook on the world. And it really, it saved me. I think I was probably going, I was going to go off the rails eventually if I didn't make some changes. And this shift in focus, it made me realize what I really did want out of life. And then I wanted nothing more than a family. And I just wanted to be home with my family. And yeah, now having Izzy and the girls in my life is just, it's the most important thing in my life now.
Yeah. I think the hope of getting married, having a kid, is just the opportunities for love that you have to realize exist for you. And you have to not to Grinch it, but, your heart does get bigger, and stuff.
For sure.
But it's like that realization of like, oh, I was a touring musician. I was staying up until 3 a.m. every single night. Now someone wants to form a family with me. And you're probably like, are you sure that's a good idea?
Right. And my wife saw something in me maybe that I wasn't seeing in myself.
Yep.
But I'm glad it was actually there. I'm glad, once we took those steps and once I kind of got my head right, kind of like with the parenting thing and worrying about things so much. But once I got my perspective right, really everything just kind of flowed pretty naturally. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, this is where I belong. And this is where I'm less anxious. And I don't have to, I don't know, all these pressures that I use to, let kind of weigh me down. I don't have to, those aren't that big a deal, actually. I've got a family that I take care of and they take care of me. And and if I focus on that, then the rest of my life kind of can do what it does, but it doesn't kill me like it used to.
Yeah. No, I think like you become a dad and you're like, you have to figure out what type of dad you are to some extent.
I guess
because you've got your definitions of like, well, who is my dad? What's a TV dad? Like you've got all these social and cultural definitions of a dad that you've put all these expectations on yourself. And the reality is you're going to be whatever type of dad you are once you start becoming a dad. And you don't know that until you hold your kid for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, let's see what kind of dad I'm going to be.
Yeah.
And I have a relationship with my daughter unlike any other person on the planet. Like she knows me kind of better than anybody. Like, I don't know. I didn't see that coming. I didn't think, I was like, of course, my closest friend will be probably my wife and my old college roommate. And I've got my best friends. I've got the people that know me inside and out, know me the best. But then all of a sudden this kid comes along and man, just kind of even on an unspoken level and just the way I am around her Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's great. It's a great feeling. But yeah, there's a lot of, she'll bust into the bathroom while I'm pooping. And I'm like, and then she just sits and talks to me. And I don't have that relationship with anybody else.
No one else.
So yeah, it's pretty close. And and she doesn't think a thing of it. And then she runs back out. And I'm like, all right, this is where we are.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Which is good because, I mean, hopefully that means your kid feels comfortable. They feel safe. They feel seen.
She's
but yeah,
very comfortable.
You go to pee. You're like, you go to step in the shower and they're like, hey, Dad. And you're like, I can't really hear you. Like, I'm not going to walk out there right now. Right. They're like, can I just get a cup of milk? And you're like, you sure?
You can get a cup of milk. Yes, you know how to get the milk. It's on the bottom shelf for a reason. You can get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Did you are you looking for approval? Or are you
Which
just
is nice that they check in. It's nice that they ask. And he's a great kid. And she asks permission and she checks in with us and she's also empathetic with other kids. Like
that's awesome.
She's doing great. I'm really proud of her. She's the best kid I got lucky there. I just a really, really easy kid to hang out with. Yeah, she's grown up to be a really smart, nice young lady. And that's probably mostly her mom.
Yeah.
But we get to hang out and we're silly and we have a good time.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good balance.
Now that energy is one of the favorite things about doing a dad podcast is I feel like dads usually have like the perception of like, they don't know their kid's birthday. They're exhausted by their kids all the time.
Yeah.
And so, but like most dads are just like, no, I think my kid's really cool. And like, I like hanging out with them. It's not like growing up. That wasn't a sentiment I ever expected to hear a dad to say.
No. And in fact, I'm still not sure if I like other people's kids. But
no, yes, that is very true.
I might not be a big fan of kids actually, but I love my kid. My kid's great. That doesn't make me a fan of all kids.
No, as a stay-at-home dad, people are like, oh, so you really like kids? And I'm like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I like my kids.
No, I do not. In fact, I realize how little I like other kids now. Yeah, no.
And I'm not trying to compare my kid to other kids, but I watch other kids and I'm like, oh, I have good kids.
But I'm just saying. Yeah. So I hear you there.
Yep. Other thing I want to make sure to ask you before we start wrapping up, did you help one of your stepdaughters record an album or anything like that? Did I read that somewhere?
She helped me, actually.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah. Do you want to discuss what happened with all that?
Yeah, real quick. She was Jocelyn, and this is the younger stepdaughter, who was not sold on me right away when I started coming around. And it took a while for us to develop a closer relationship. But she was playing piano. And she was writing these songs, and it was songs about family. It was about her dad, and then she wrote a song about her mom. And eventually, she actually played those at a couple of Lucero shows. We'd invite her up, and she'd play the piano and sing. And she did a great job. But I'd heard her singing, and she has a great voice, just kind of a natural. And the pandemic hit, and everybody's tours canceled. We're stuck at home. It's silly. Most people made a synth record during the pandemic, and so did I. I made my own synthesizer record.
Sure. Why not?
With GarageBand and Behringer DeepMind 12. And so I was writing these songs, but my voice works fine for Lucero. But on these synth songs, I was like, ooh, what if I got, I need a nice voice on this. And Jocelyn has a great voice. And so I wrote the lyrics and I wrote the songs. And then I would and she was learning how to do that. But so I would kind of make up the vocal pattern, and I would sing a scratch vocal and then have her come in and kind of mimic it and kind of sing it in her own way. And we came up with a full album's worth of these kind of dark synthesizer songs with these kind of haunting vocals. And we actually ended up doing all the synth work here in the basement. But then I took her to Memphis into Southern Groove Studio, where Lucero's recorded a number of records. And Matt Rossbang is the engineer there. He's great.
Yeah.
And so he was the first person. Well, I brought her in to record for the first time in a real studio with a real producer. And that real producer was Matt Rossbang, who I think is one of the best people on the planet.
Yeah.
So if you're going to bring your daughter in to record with somebody, he's a great choice. Yes. And he was willing to do it and help out with that project. And we got great vocal takes. And she took to it really well. So I'm hoping to do more stuff with her in the future. Now she's in between high school and college. Maybe she's taking a gap year, not sure what she wants to do, has a boyfriend that keeps her real busy, and she hasn't written a lot of songs lately. So she's just doing her own thing. Mm-hmm. But I would love to make more music with her one day. But this, it's called The Last Wolf in the Woods. And it's, it's on streaming stuff, and it's actually out in the world. maybe one day we'll put it out on vinyl. But
Yeah.
it was really cool that she helped me make that record.
Yeah.
And I hope that I can help her make her own record one day in the future.
Yeah. That's so cool. It's such a letting someone into your creative headspace. I feel like it's such a vulnerable thing because it's so, or it can be. As someone who doesn't write music on a regular basis, to me to be like, hey, here's a chord progression I wrote, I'd be like, Ben, don't listen to this. Never mind. I regret everything. Bye.
It was a little scary, but she was really into it, and she knew exactly kind of what the song needed.
That's cool.
So yeah, she's just wired that way, and it was easy to share with her. And then Izzy, the younger one, saw us doing that, and so we've recorded some songs together. And she has no rhythm at all right now.
Awesome.
We're working on it.
Yes.
And she's singing, and she kind of gets some notes. So Izzy knows what I do, and she sees me recording, and she wants to, and we're working on it. So yeah, we'll see. It's developing.
Yes. That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I did a call with, do you know who Will Johnson is?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and he just helped his daughter record an album, or took her into studio time with them. And
How old is she?
I think she's 14 or 15.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and he was talking about how grateful he was basically to be able to share that experience with his daughter. To be like, I'd rather talk about mixed levels and mastering than Minecraft. So this is great. This is fantastic.
Sure, it's super fun when you can discover, or when they come into your, when they can be involved in your world a little bit, because you're so involved in theirs.
Yes.
Or you try to be. It's really fun. Like the other day, there was one day, and everything she said was like a classic rock lyric. God, I can't. Like she started with like, "Dad, do you love me?" I'm like, "Do you love me?" I'm like, "That's a Nick Cave song." Like, "Do you love me? Do you love me?" And so I made her listen to it, and then there was like, "Oh man," and then she's like, "Dad, don't you forget about me." I'm like, "What?
Don't you?
No, you're doing this on purpose." And so I played her that song, and then there was a Bad Company song that was but
that's awesome.
She talked in classic rock lyrics all day long, and I played her all these songs, and then she wanted something the other day. She's like, "Dad, if you just let me do this, or if you let me stay for another 30 minutes, then I'll listen to all your old man rock and roll songs." And I was like, "All right, deal. You get to.
That's fine.
You can swim for another half hour. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But then you get to control the radio on the road
Exactly.
for the next
then we're
week.
listening to old man songs. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Go down the slide 3 more times, but then we're listening to my stuff on the way home.
That's awesome. No, I think it's really cool because like recording studio stuff, I feel like as a dad, you're looking for so many things where you're like, oh, you're interested in this? I actually know what I'm talking about in this area of life.
Right.
So that's great. If you actually want to discuss this, I'm actually confident in this area. Let's go.
And yeah, that's nice for a change from making up being a dad for the rest of the time, actually being able to talk with some sort of knowledge on a topic is it's nice when you can share that with your kid.
Yes, it is. Ben, to wrap up the episode, how we end every episode is that we ask every guest a series of 5 questions.
Oh, there's a test.
So there's a test. So they're rapid fire. They're pretty casual and fun. Did you have any backup names for Izzy? Like any names you guys almost named her?
Ooh, I had thought of some, and my wife shot them all down. I've always been a fan of I remember it was a longer list. The one I remember was Ophelia. I was a fan of the band, and Levon Helm sings that song Ophelia. And so, but yeah, my wife was like, nope. And then all my ideas just got nixed. And her sister's name is Isabel.
Okay.
And I was like, well, what if we name her? But then one of my favorite comic book characters her name is Izzy from Love and Rockets. I was like, I was like, I'll tell my wife we're naming her after her sister, Isabel. But really, I'm naming her Izzy after this comic book character. And we settled on that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Think she knows.
I
think she knows that.
Ophelia.
She'll maybe find that out in this.
Really?
Podcast.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think Ophelia also almost feels like Greek tragedy adjacent to me for some reason.
Exactly. Yeah. And then it's too easy to make it into Ophelia. Yeah. She's worried about her being made fun of in school.
Of course. Yep.
And and then she'd be Opie. Or maybe, I'm not sure what Ophelia, I don't know what the short version of Ophelia is.
I don't know.
It can't be Opie.
No, you normally get nicknames because someone else in your class has the same name as you, right? Like or you do something dumb. That's
Sure,
one
and
of
then
those
you
two.
never live it down. So
Exactly, yeah.
Ophelia was the one. No, we settled on Isabel, but she's Izzy
Okay.
for all intents and purposes.
That's awesome. Next question. Do you have a favorite TV or movie dad?
Man, dads and TV. You know what? I'm going to go. Well, this is a silly answer.
It's good.
Do you remember the old movie Red Dawn, the original Red Dawn with
Yeah,
Patrick
vaguely.
Swayze and Charlie Sheen? All right. If it's only vague, then this isn't going to hit very hard for you.
That's okay, though.
There's this old actor, Harry Dean Stanton, that my dad was a big fan of Harry Dean Stanton. He was in, I don't know, he was in Paris, Texas. He's that guy. But he was the dad in Red Dawn. And there's this scene where there's like a concentration camp, like the Russians have invaded the United States in Colorado. Yeah. And they've got all the kind of troublemakers in this kind of concentration camp area. And Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen sneak down out of the mountains to like try to see if their dad's in this camp. And he's behind this, somebody goes in and finds him in the camp, brings him out to this kind of chain link fence, and he's on one side and they're on the other, and they're having this real heartfelt conversation. And he's like, "Don't worry about me. I taught you how to survive in the mountains, and you can take care of yourself now. You can't lean on me. You got to take care of yourself." And then as they're walking away, or as he's walking away, he screams to the fence. He's like, "Avenge me, boys! Avenge me!" And so that's my favorite. That's my favorite movie, Dad.
That's awesome. I definitely know who Harry Dean Stanton is, and because he was in like The Green Mile. He's in like a million things.
Yeah, he was in. Man, yeah, a million things. The Big
Pretty
Red
much
One,
everything.
Wild at Heart. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Paris, Texas was his movie.
Okay.
Yeah, a favorite of my dad's. There was a story about we ran into him after playing the Troubadour a long time ago, and he was singing "Oh Danny Boy" at the Italian restaurant next door to the Troubadour in L.A. And I called my dad. My dad had always been like, "This music thing's never going to work out." But then I called him the next day, and I was like, "Last night I was in the restaurant, and Harry Dean Stanton was at the bar singing "Oh Danny Boy." And my dad's like, that's all right. Maybe this music thing, maybe this will work out.
You've made it now.
Yeah. He's like, "That's pretty cool, Ben."
Yeah.
So I impressed my father with that celebrity run-in.
That's awesome. Next question. You might not have one. Do you have a replacement curse word? Like whenever you need to say a curse word and you're around Izzy, but you also don't want to curse in front of her.
I say frickin' a lot.
Frickin'?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then she's like, "Dad, I know what that means." Or I'll say effing. Yeah. And she's like,
yep.
And she's like, "Dad." And she still gets on to me. And she's like, "Dad, I know what that means. It's just as bad." And I'm like, "I'm trying."
Trying here.
Yeah.
That my oldest has started doing that to me also. I'll be like, "Oh, effing," and she's like, "Do you know what you could have said?" And I'm like,
"Right.
Yeah, I'm very aware of what
I'm being good by not saying it." And she's like, "You should. That's just, yeah, it is
just as bad.
Izzy is just as bad. It's just as bad."
And then I'm like, "Well, if you said effing, I'd probably say that's just as bad as the real word. So you're right. Living the double standard."
There's some of that.
Yes. Next question. What's one of your favorite activities that you do with your daughters?
Oh, man. Yeah. With Izzy, there's drawing. I love it when we can sit down and draw together and make stuff, whether it's pencil and paper or on the iPad, whatever it is. But then Izzy and I have also taken it. I got a little mini bike, like a little gasoline powered, like just tiny little motorcycle thing. And we hop on that and we zoom around the yard, and
that's cool.
It's just super fun. So yeah. She's not big enough to ride it yet by herself, but maybe one day. And then I ride bigger motorcycles myself. Yeah. And she's ridden on those a couple times, just in the neighborhood. And she's got her helmet and she's got her gloves and her gear. And so I don't know. That's just kind of special and fun.
That's awesome. And then last question, this one's always fun, is do you have a least favorite kids show or movie? Like something that one of your daughters has watched where like, this is crap, or I've had to watch it 5 million times and you're just done with it.
Yes. And I can't, the YouTube families, I don't.
Yeah, those kind of scare me. Those weird me out.
I don't even know their name
right
now, but she's like, "Hey, can I put this up on the big TV?" I'm like, no, you cannot. No, like, I'm not going to say you can't watch it, but it's going to stay on that iPad and I'm going to watch Indiana Jones. No, we're not watching. But luckily we found So I'm not sure what it's called, but some of those YouTube families, and she thinks they're hilarious, but I can't stand them.
They make me. I feel like they're like a Russian plant, you know. That's
I feel
like, and somewhere this is how they're
something's
indoctrinating
wrong.
America. Yeah,
it's something feels off to me too. But then but I got her addicted at a young age, maybe too young, to I don't know. I'm going to mispronounce his name. The Miyazaki, Spirited Away.
yeah. Yep. Ghibli,
Totoro, yes,
Yeah,
all the Ghibli
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
But Howl's Moving Castle, and even Princess Mononoke, which we watched watched last night actually.
That's
and
sweet.
There's some kind of brutal scenes in that, but she loves the art and she loves the story, and in all those. And Spirited Away can be kind of creepy and a little bit scary too. But she loves that stuff, and so we've got plenty of stuff that we can watch together. But yeah, that YouTube stuff, I can't stand it.
It weirds me out. It makes me feel just kind of, I sit there and I'm like, I don't know. And I also don't want to leave you alone in a room with this family. So what am I going to?
No. So yeah, it's tricky, but
it's awesome.
Yeah. No.
But last thing is just moment for self-promotion. I know you're about to release a new album. We didn't even talk about that at all. But if we want to find your music, find you on Instagram, all that good stuff, how do we follow you?
Yeah, I've got a record coming out July 20th called In the Heart of the Mountain, and it's got a lot of family themes on there, actually. But you can find it at bennichols.net. Actually, everything's been Lucero my entire life, and so it was always luceromusic.com. But now I'm putting out this solo record, so I had to make a website for it. So it's bennichols.net.
Nice.
But yeah, you can get the new record there. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and all the regular places, and it's all streaming on Spotify and Apple. So yeah, look up Ben Nichols, In the Heart of the Mountain. That's what I'm pushing right now.
Sweet. Awesome. One of my favorite things about doing this with musicians specifically is like, I do look up kind of at the end of the episode. It's like, oh shit, we were supposed to talk about your new album, weren't we? And to have that like type of vibe of like, Will Johnson was that way also. It was like, I'd rather just talk about stuff like this. Like
fine.
This is fine with me. This is more fun to me.
Totally.
Than being like, well, on song number 3, what did you mean whenever you use this word? It's like, nah, let's just talk about life stuff. That's
I like that too, but this is super fun. And yeah, you don't get to talk about it a whole lot. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for spending your time with me.
Yeah, come say hi if you can in Denver. Okay.
Sweet. Perfect. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to the episode.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram at The Imperfect Dads Podcast.
And make sure to subscribe and rate us 5 stars wherever you listen to us.
The music is provided by the Wildfeathers.
And all episodes are produced and edited by me.
Make sure to tune in Mondays for new episodes.